Thank you for tuning in to Entertain the Geeky, your source for nerd news.
Guys, what's going on? Chris and Roger here.
What up?
The dynamic duo.
Yeah, it's just us today.
It is just us.
It's been a long time since it's just been you and I.
We've not had a two-man show in a good minute.
It's been a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, Suicide Squad. Let's get right into it.
Go. You
Good.
go. I haven't seen it yet. I've read a lot of stuff about it. So I know you went and saw it Thursday night.
I did.
Go ahead, talk.
Okay. Suicide Squad was good. It was very good. It was thoroughly enjoyable. I'm reading reviews today because I like to see what other people have to say about it. I saw comparisons. Okay, so the Joker's the hot topic here. Everybody wanted more Joker. We did not get enough Joker.
What do you mean we didn't get enough Joker?
So basically, all of the Joker in the movie is what you saw in previews. And that's it. Like, you did not get much more than that.
Really?
And it sucks because of how awesome his Joker was. And it was absolutely fantastic. He was amazing. He was fucking terrifying. There is one scene in particular where I found out that I was completely sold on this character.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's talk. What scene?
With no spoilers, the Joker presents his ring to an individual to kiss.
Like Godfather?
A very king-like notion.
Gotcha.
And because he's a crime boss,
Okay.
okay, it makes sense. So he does it. The way that he reacts to said individual kissing his ring is perfect.
Really?
It's perfect. I saw that and I was like, holy shit. Like, it was beautiful.
So Jared Leto made the movie for you?
Yes and no. The movie was good in its own right. Like, he didn't, as much as I enjoyed him and, like, as excited as I was about him being the Joker, he's not what completely made the movie for me. I'll pull a couple of things out that I did not like. Killer Croc sucked.
Did he?
He was horrible. Very underdeveloped character.
I must say, was it because of the actor, or was it that he just didn't have...
It was the actor too.
Okay.
Okay, lines were very forced. I understand that you're in this weird makeup, the costume makeup. I know it's not comfortable, this, that, and the other. But he seemed a little bit forced.
But you're getting paid millions of dollars to do this.
Yeah, so you should do it right.
You should do a good job.
Will Smith played Will Smith. And I know we've talked about Will Smith on the show before.
Yeah, we love Will Smith.
I'm changing my mind on that a little bit.
Okay.
Will Smith plays one character.
He plays Will Smith.
He plays Will Smith. He played Will Smith in this movie, and as Deadshot, I don't agree with that.
It didn't work, or was it just...
It was fine. Like, if that is my biggest gripe about this movie, that's pretty fucking good. He did not get into character the same way that Margot Robbie would have to, or Jared Leto would have to, because they became another person.
Will Smith just played Will Smith?
He played Will Smith.
Is it... No, you think the writing had more to do with that, or are you just putting it strictly on Will Smith playing Will Smith?
I've been watching Will Smith movies through the entirety of my life, and watching him act, and you can have two people read the same lines, and have two very different things.
Yeah, that's called acting.
It's called delivery, yeah. And he delivers like Will Smith. I'm not mad at the guy. I like Will Smith. He's got some stuff that's very touching. I did not want that in this movie.
You wanted just straight up Suicide Squad.
I wanted a comic book character.
Now, did the movie... Did it do well? Like, when I read Suicide Squad, the comics...
Yeah.
You know, I didn't read the original 80s version, or even the 90s. I picked it up with the new 52, and it was very dark and very gritty and very just... Like, at any moment, these characters could die. Do not get attached to these characters because they were expendable.
They immediately kill a squad member.
Really?
As soon as they get on the streets, a squad member makes a break for it, and they kill him.
Like, with the head explosion?
So the device is planted in their necks in this, which is
Right.
fine.
That's the way it should be.
That's fine. And it explodes and kills them.
Nice.
They kill a character or make him disappear or something. Like, you really aren't 100% on what happens, but you're led to believe that he dies. They develop this character a good deal. He is a character that you end up kind of falling in love with. And they kill him off.
Like gruesomely?
In It's a Blaze of Glory.
Nice.
Are
you using Blaze of Glory for, like, you know,
it's
obvious reasons?
It is a pun.
Yeah?
It is a pun. But it's nothing short of that. He goes out in this epic shoot 'em up style.
Okay.
There's how many westerns have you watched where there's
I've
this
watched
scene?
a bunch of westerns.
There's a scene where the protagonist faces off with the antagonist or a group of antagonists, and sometimes they die saving this podunk town
Yeah.
from these bad people.
And that's what happens?
It happens.
Was it epic?
It was good. There's a slight problem with some character development in it. Okay.
You know, I've read a lot of reviews because I didn't get a chance to see it this weekend. I've read a lot of reviews, and a lot of the things I heard was the biggest problem with this movie was you have an entire ensemble cast, and you're trying to set up the origins and have this movie at the same time, and it seems like it kind of faltered a little there.
Okay, one of the characters in it, Katana.
Right.
There's the backstory is somebody telling you. You don't see any backstory to her. It lends enough mystery to the character to actually give her something special. So I don't think that we need a backstory or an entire movie for all these characters, but some of the characters were underdeveloped.
Do you think they can fix that in the sequels, or
They could potentially fix it in a sequel, or by giving an individual a part in a Batman film or a Flash movie or something like that.
how was Batfleck in this movie?
Good. I mean, look, Batfleck is good.
Right.
Ben Affleck is a good Batman.
He is a very good. I actually finally watched Batman v Superman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a great Batman.
I don't understand. I get why people were down on this movie, but I
It's not as bad as everybody said.
No, it's not. I had this realization after I watched it. Like, I was like, okay, there were things that I didn't like, and more so I walked away thinking the movie was good.
Yeah.
But I realized that before Marvel took off big, critics saw superhero movies as just kiddie stuff. So they paid no attention to it. Now critics are like, unless it has the Marvel stamp, it's crap.
Well, and I was actually going to bring this up. One of my problems with movies being critiqued by individuals who are not comic book readers, you're a professional movie critic, so you need to question your career path anyways. You're giving a review on another individual's body of work, and that's what you're basing the entirety of your existence on.
It's kind of what we do on Sunday nights.
We dive into pop culture and we're not all reviews. Like, we're two guys that talk. Like, this is completely for entertainment.
We're lucky if we put on pants when we do this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing that we do.
Yeah.
But no, like, you get these people that don't read comic books, and Suicide Squad flowed like a comic book.
Okay, so you got plot holes, you've got weird jumps and cuts and things that just...
Yes, I loved that about it.
Okay.
That's one of the things that the Marvel movies don't do that well. They're very good. They're very good. I like the Marvel movies. But there's a comic book aspect that lacks from some of them. And it's when you're turning the pages of a book, there are things that are not in there.
Right. Things that we, as readers of a medium, have learned to either A, fill in the gaps, or we know next month we'll get more of an answer.
Exactly. That happens in Suicide Squad. And, like, it I know this is not the original cut of the movie or whatever, which is fine. It's still watched like a comic book.
Okay. I'll go to the theater with that mindset.
I enjoyed that about it.
I'll put it like this. My wife, who doesn't give two shits on Adam about comic book movies, like, she enjoys seeing them.
Yeah.
But she's not like you and I where we get pumped and excited.
Yeah.
She sat down Friday night when I got home, and she was watching all whatever million trailers there were for Suicide Squad, and she just gave me this look, this sad puppy dog look of, we must see this movie.
Yeah.
And for her to get excited about it made me go, okay, I'm in.
Well, I mean, this movie it's legitimate. Back to what I was saying about critics, though. If you don't read comic books, why the fuck are you watching comic book movies?
Because it's their job to watch movies.
See, I don't agree with that. Like, if there's a medium that you don't partake in, to go and critique something based off of a formula that you think a movie should have is asinine, because this is another adaptation of a different medium. You have
But how many times though have we said, that Marvel does a good job adapting their characters from comic book to screen? DC seems to always drop lately. Now, DC used to run the gamut on comic book movies. For a while, that was all we had: Superman, Christopher Reeves, Michael Keaton's Batman, and then Schumacher took over and it just went downhill. Bat nipples. But it seems like Marvel does a good job about saying we're making a movie first. We're not making a comic book movie. We're making a movie first. Where DC has said, "Fuck that. We actually have millions of readers, and what we're going to do is we're not going to make a movie for the masses. We're going to make a movie for our fans." And that is what I hear. Is when I hear the Purds bitch about DC movies, it's because the movies are actually going off what the fans should and do know.
Okay, Batman v Superman is not a perfect movie.
No, it's not. Not by any stretch.
By any stretch of the imagination. Superman is not Superman.
He's emo Superman.
This version of Superman is not Superman. We talked about that on a previous episode.
Yeah. This is the Superman that I feel if he had a kryptonite razor blade would slit his wrist.
But it wasn't as bad as everybody said.
No, it was actually enjoyable.
Not by any stretch.
As a guy that read Flashpoint, Flashpoint's what got me into the DC universe. The whole New 52 reboot, reading Flashpoint, reading The Flash, seeing Batman vs Superman, and seeing those hints that led to something bigger made me so excited.
No, it was good. Wonder Woman, show stealer.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
She was the show stealer.
She showed up and she was like, guess what? This is now my movie.
Yeah.
Rename it. Wonder Woman shows up for like 10 minutes and kicks some ass.
I was going to say 10 to 15 minutes of screen time,
and
it's better than the rest of the movie.
And she's so hot.
She's awesome.
It's funny is I heard a lot of people bitch about the casting of her as Wonder Woman, saying she didn't look like Wonder Woman. And fuck off. Well, she was fantastic.
She was fantastic. And I will tell you this. Like, I think when you're casting a comic book character, an individual's look is paramount.
But we've talked about before how Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, but he's not Wolverine in the comics.
Yeah, he's the movie Wolverine.
Yeah, but he is fantastic.
I enjoy his Wolverine. I would not have cast him.
Not in a heartbeat. I would have casted a short pudgy guy with...
I would not have cast a pudgy guy.
I would have cast a pudgy guy, put him through Weapon X, make him ripped. It'd have been awesome. It would have been awesome.
No, back to the Squad though.
All right.
It's a good flick, guys. If you've not seen it, do yourself a favor and go see it. It watches like a comic book reads. If you don't read comic books, you might not like it that much. There are plot holes, there are issues, there are things that you have to fill in for yourself. You have to think while you're watching parts of it. David Ayer said he was making a movie for fans. He made a movie for fans.
Now, was it kind of a self-contained movie, or did it set up more?
There is absolutely more set up.
Not just for Suicide Squad 2, but more of...
There is absolutely
more set up for Justice League and what we have coming down the pipeline?
Flash has a cameo in it.
No!
Yes.
I love the Flash.
It was a fun cameo.
Was it the same Flash that we have in Batman vs Superman?
Of course it is.
All right. That's all that matters to me.
So, Batman shows up in it.
We have Batfleck. We saw him in the trailer.
Credit scenes is Bruce Wayne.
Really?
Yes. So you've got their universe is not going anywhere.
Good.
And I'm actually very, very excited for what's to come.
So did this make up for The Killing Joke?
I wasn't totally upset with The Killing Joke. The Killing Joke part of it was great.
Right, it's the 20 minutes before.
It's what came before that I took issue with. This, absolutely. This movie is what I had hoped it would be, with the exception of I wanted more Joker. I should have had more Joker.
I think, from the reviews I've read and what I've put together from watching trailers, I think the reshoots might have hurt this movie a little bit more than it actually helped. Because it seemed like they had the movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's dark, it's gritty, it's not a fun-filled movie. Then Deadpool came out, was hard R, was fun, lighthearted, and they quickly changed the tone.
You know what? I read an interview with Jared Leto, and he said, it was actually with GQ magazine that he did this with.
Okay.
And he said, I was hoping this movie would be rated R or X.
And I think it should have been.
It should have been rated R.
I mean, this is just the idea of what the Suicide Squad represents.
It should have been rated R. And he said he shot almost enough footage to make a Joker movie.
Do you think we'll see a really kick-ass director's cut on Blu-ray?
Yes, we will.
Now, I know your feelings on director's cuts, and you're one of those guys of the movie that's put out is the movie that we're meant to see. Are you looking forward to the possibility of seeing a director's cut?
Absolutely. I would like to see what was initially intended by David Ayer.
Who's a fantastic director.
He is a fantastic director. And what he did with this movie was fantastic. Like, even with reshoots, it's still a good flick. And so I'm reading reviews.
Right.
And
Because we don't want to copy anybody.
no, not at all. But I'm reading reviews. And I looked at reviews for other summer blockbusters.
Right.
Ghostbusters being one of them. This movie has a nearly 80% approval rating
Ghostbusters?
on fucking Rotten Tomatoes.
Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Fuck you, Rotten Tomatoes.
It's
you up your ass.
It's critics. They are the problem. Like, they get, and this is the problem with all these like corporations owning movies. Like, Ghostbusters could have been over.
Oh my god! Real quickly, I'm totally interrupting you.
Yeah.
I was at the bar last night.
Okay.
Alright? And I saw this little girl. She walked by. And there was a proton pack in one of those stupid little claw games. And she flipped her shit. Started screaming, oh my god, Ghostbusters. I could be just like Melissa McCarthy. And I spit my beer out. Because, damn it, I get it. But fuck, whatever happened to damn it, I could be Bill Murray.
I don't care.
Fuck Ghostbusters.
No, but like a movie that I know there wasn't a lot of substance to, okay, has stellar reviews,
Right.
and then a movie that I watched and I was like, this is actually a good flick. And like, as a comic book reader, I am a comic book reader. I am a comic book guy.
Not lately.
I've been reading. No, I don't get to as much, but like that's I love my comics. I love them. This is a comic book movie, and it is a comic book movie.
Now, you said you had an astonishing revelation about this movie?
Yes.
Pre-show? What was that all about?
So we as consumers are contributing a bit of a problem here.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about how we have all these ongoing cinematic universes and whatnot.
Right, we've got Marvel, DC, now Ghostbusters,
Star
Wars, and everything is connected.
So things need to end.
Okay.
And I'm going to steal a line from Vision out of Age of Ultron, but he says something that makes a life beautiful is that it doesn't last forever. And I'm paraphrasing here. That's one of the things that's good about a movie or a series. Like, one of my favorite comic series is Lock and Key. I've said that on the show before. One of the things that makes it as good as it is it ends. It's over. There's no more,
So do you want the end of the movies?
eventually.
But we're already locked into like at least 2025.
And I'm okay with that, but in them. Like, before we start getting all these crazy recasts and stuff like that, end it.
But we're already hitting that point with recast.
No, I know, and
Like-
that's what I'm saying. There can be a logical closure point, and we can close this page on this book and have it be something magical
You think?
before it gets stupid. And
Because-
where we went wrong, so we got Star Wars, we got Episode 7, which you and I both weren't super big fans of.
No.
Wouldn't it have been better just to end on Episode 6?
I think it would have been better if there was just 3 Star Wars movies. I mean,
Fair enough.
if there was just A New Hope to Return of the Jedi, I got everything I needed there. And if I wanted more, the books took over and I could read that.
Yeah,
and be
there's an
happy.
extended universe outside
Yeah.
of that. And that's something that we as consumers are fucking up.
Well, you know what? Okay, because this brings up something that I didn't even think about talking about. They're bringing back Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah.
Okay? It's showing up on Facebook that Crystal Pepsi is now in stores. And we were kind of bad about this when we did our High C Ecto Cooler review and how excited we were about
Yeah.
it. Nostalgia is playing a big part.
It is.
And Star Wars hits that nostalgia feel.
It does. Well,
It's now gone 3 generations.
and it's a problem with Star Trek, too.
Yeah, oh, fuck you, Star Trek.
Well, no, like, you don't even, like, because I was thinking about this. I am not a Trekkie. I'm not
No,
a Trekkie.
you're
I respect Star Trek for what it is.
What it was.
Okay, I respect Star Trek for being Star Trek. You've got something that is, it's a thinker's thing.
It is. It's supposed to be.
It's good. Like in that ride, it's good. Could I watch Star Trek and potentially get into it? Yes. Do I agree what they're doing with the franchise at this point? No. You could make a different science fiction movie and call it something else. It might not sell as much. It could potentially be a good movie in that right, though.
You know what? Yeah, this Star Trek trilogy, if they had renamed it and did the same exact movie over and over, I'd have been fine with it. I would not have bitched nearly as much. But like,
No.
it's a stupid sci-fi action movie.
And
good on them.
all good things must come to an end.
I don't want Star Trek to end.
I can play that cliche, and I'm so happy with it. Like, it's okay for things to end.
Really? Because here was you 2 months ago when we first started this. I don't want the Marvel superhero movies ever to stop coming out.
I don't want people to stop. Like, I like that being a nerd is acceptable now.
I don't.
I think that, and this is one of the things where I was talking about critics. Like, you guys are not comic book nerds for the most part. I don't know all of you. Some of you may be. I think the ones that are get more excited about these movies and post better reviews for that particular movie. Not what I believe is a better review. Your review is your review. That's your opinion. Great. I'm cool with that. But like, I think these people give these movies more positive reviews if they are a fan of it because you have source material to refer to, whereas an individual that doesn't is unable to do so.
I get what you're saying there, and I think one of the biggest issues I have is with and it's been this way for a long time with me with superhero movies. I get excited to see them. I walk out of the theater and I'm like, okay, it was a good movie, but it's always a watered down version of the character.
Well, and Peter Chu said it when he was on the episode with us. He said, he's like, I'm tired of the characters that I love being cash cows.
And that's all they are.
And they are, and I understand, like, making money's good, great. I'm glad that people are doing it. And hey, I'm glad that the MCU is good, and I'm glad that the DC cinematic universe is shaping up to be pretty damn good too.
I think the issue is, let's look at one of the most underrated characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who I think is the most of the comic booky that he has, which is Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America is like watching Chris Evans play Captain America. I feel I am watching what Captain America is on the page.
Yeah.
And that's really the only character I can say that about. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. does a fantastic job as Tony Stark and Iron Man, but I don't feel that I'm watching Iron Man come to life. I feel like I'm watching Robert Downey Jr. act like this character.
See, and I feel like Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. I have a slightly different view on that than you, but like Thor, I think Thor is Thor. Like, he's pegged to the character.
Yeah, it's still watered down versions to me.
I mean, that is what it is. I'm not going to convince you otherwise.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm too stubborn and old now.
Now, I had who I believed was Bruce Banner, and he's not in the MCU anymore.
Which one?
Edward Norton. I loved Ed Norton.
Apparently he's a dick to work with.
He might be. He's a great actor.
He is.
He's a great actor, and he was a phenomenal Bruce Banner.
He did really good.
He was a phenomenal Bruce Banner. Mark Ruffalo, great Bruce Banner. But Ed Norton was Bruce Banner for me after that movie, and when he was not reprising the role as Bruce Banner, I was pretty upset.
Yeah. I think Mark Ruffalo did a fine job for the movie he was in.
I'm not upset at him.
And I'm looking forward to Planet Hulk.
No, absolutely. Like, again, Mark Ruffalo's doing a great job. I had the guy that I thought was the person, and now I'm like a 90-year-old man that's stuck in the 40s. Okay, I'm like, it's just not the same.
It's not my Hulk.
Yeah, it's
Get off my Hulk.
Get off my Hulk. So like it's not the same for me, and I don't want these superhero franchises to get to the point to where that's what I'm saying with all these characters.
Well, that's gonna happen. They're not. I'm sorry. These movies make billions of dollars.
They do.
And we live in a world. Unfortunately, we live in a world where artistic creativity takes a back seat to the profit, which is interesting to me. That I'm seeing a resurgence, and I feel this way: a resurgence in independent movies and low budget artistic material actually coming out and making mainstay. I feel like we're hitting that resurgence again of the early to mid 90s, where we had 10 years of just fantastic movie making before the summer blockbusters took over. And I'm sorry, you can't call them summer blockbusters anymore. When you have movies like Lord of the Rings coming out in Christmas time, Star Wars coming out in May, it's no longer summertime. It's just, here are the big movies, and they're year-round spectacles now.
Yeah.
And there used to be a time where we would say, okay, it's summertime, here's the popcorn, here's the action. Now it's fall time, let's actually put out decent work. And we forgot that decent work part. I'm trying to think of the last decent, like, work movie, and that would be, like, The King's Speech. I don't know if you saw The King's Speech.
I didn't watch The King's Speech.
Fantastic movie. But, like, to me, like, that's the movies that used to come out in the fall, and we're not getting those anymore. What we're getting is Lord of the Rings, and we're getting sequels, and we're getting big blockbuster movies.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I personally want the sequels to come to an end eventually.
I would love for it to come to an end next year. I want, for the MCU, I wanted the Infinity War to be the end of the MCU.
It could be.
I would love for, honestly, I would love for that to happen.
If done properly, well, they could do Infinity War, or they could do, because it looks like they've got Fantastic Four rights again. And, well, no, they could do something with Galactus and end it on that note.
Yeah.
And that would be acceptable.
Like, have the heroes win, have them walk off into the sunset, and just be done with it.
Exactly.
Like, you run into the Buffy complex of how many times can you really save the world? And I think you hit that. You hit that point of just, okay, we know big threat, overcome threat, wait for the next big threat.
Well, and that's where I was saying earlier, I think that is our problem as consumers. Because we're going to continue to consume the material that's put out, and we got to stop at some point, guys. Like, I would like something new and innovative, and innovation is taking a backseat. This creativity, this artistry is taking a backseat to nostalgia.
And when you have, like, people trying to do something different with these comic book movies, they get lambasted.
No, they get fucking shamed. And, like, again, Batman v Superman, not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination.
But it took risk.
It wasn't shit, dude.
No, it. Look at The Watchmen.
Suicide Squad was not shit.
But
and
it is shit. Look at Rotten Tomatoes.
No,
it tells us it's shit.
And it said it was worse than Batman v Superman. And guess what? It was a better fucking movie.
It was more of a comic book movie, from what I understand.
Well, yeah, I told you that.
Yes, you did. You did.
No, it was a better movie. It was good. Like, there was not. I had a buddy call me, and he's like, "Hey, man, I know you said to go see it. You posted this on Facebook, and I've been best friends with this dude for 22 years. And he's like, and I trust you. I know you've got good taste, blah, blah, blah. He's like, will you tell me a little bit about it? And I did, and I didn't withhold any excitement. And I did withhold spoilers because I don't want to give you guys too much, or give him too much. And he was like, okay, I'll go see this movie. He's like, just based off reviews and stuff.
It sounds horrible.
It sounds horrible.
Like, it took me, I spent all day today looking at reviews so I could at least talk to you about this movie. And it took me a good hour and a half, 2 hours to find at least one positive review on this movie.
Oh, and guys, stop fucking comparing Jared Leto to Heath Ledger.
Well, you're going to have that. Unfortunately, we live in that world where...
Unfortunately, we do.
And can I say something real quick about Heath Ledger? I'm sorry. This has always bothered me. Heath Ledger's Joker was good.
It was good.
Amazing.
It was good.
But god damn it, the only reason we sit there and look back at Heath Ledger is because he died. He died right after that movie. If Heath Ledger hadn't died, you know what character we would be talking about being awesome? Harvey Dent. Because that was a Harvey Dent movie. It really was.
In the end. Well, I don't think it was initially intended to be. We had, we were going to get more Joker in the next movie.
We were, but that was a Harvey Dent movie. And the transition of like, Heath Ledger came on and he played the Joker. That's what he did. He just stayed as the Joker.
He did it well.
And he did it well. But looking at as an acting, you see Aaron Eckhart's character change.
Oh, you did?
And it was fantastic.
And one of the best plot points of that movie, because I'm not a fan of the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, we know. I am.
I like bits and pieces of it.
I like one of the three movies.
I don't hate it. No, Dark Knight is great.
Yes.
But I was actually watching clips from the movie a few days ago, and Heath Ledger, the Joker, sorry, is like, I had a fallback. He's having the talk with Batman as he's dangling from a building.
Right.
And he's like, come on, I had an ace up my sleeve. I turned your poster child into a dick.
And
he did. And it was all a part of the fucking
So the Joker won. But like I said, I think we were I think Heath Ledger's untimely death made it to where we look at Heath Ledger as the Joker in a different light. I feel that if Heath Ledger hadn't died, the talks would be how awesome Aaron was as Two-Face.
I mean, he was, but okay, the Joker stole that show.
He did.
And this is coming from a standpoint of, I'm not discrediting Heath Ledger or anything, but his death did not affect my view on that character at all.
See, I think for a lot of people it did.
It did.
I think the reason the movie was going to make a crap load of money, but I think the reason it became what it was because of his untimely death. Let's be honest, Batman Begins made a lot of money in the box office, but it did not do what Dark Knight did.
No, it did not.
Which is weird for a sequel. This movie was a sequel.
It was a better movie.
And to me, The Dark Knight is the perfect Batman movie.
And this is one of the things with that. So that it was a trilogy, and guess what? It ended.
It didn't.
And that's what makes it beautiful.
Until they recast Batfleck.
It's a different series.
So would you be okay if the Marvel Universe ended, took 2 or 3 years off, maybe 5 years off, and then they came back with a slew of new stories, new actors, and just went from there as a different series, Batman's done?
I could deal with it. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I just want a Howard the Duck movie again. I do.
I want something to... I just want it to end, and I want it done right. I don't want it to fucking come to this amazing climax and then slowly fizzle out and die.
Can I talk real quick about what annoyed me about Comic-Con?
Huh.
So some leaked footage came out about Thor Ragnarok. Did you
Yeah.
see this? Where it was all about the Hulk in Ragnarok. Like the scene was the Siamese, the samurai are fighting or whatever. I don't fucking know. But at the end of the screen, everyone stood up and shouted and screamed and blah, blah, blah. Here's my thing. Planet Hulk, while being an awesome storyline, did not sell very well. It was not a blockbuster trade. So you fuckers who are all excited for Planet Hulk when you haven't read it, fuck off. This is part of that purge thing I was talking about. It is. You're excited because you think you know. You don't know. You're just excited that a new Marvel movie is coming out, and it pisses me off. Because if you cared about that, you'd be out reading these books.
Yeah, no, and if you haven't read Planet Hulk,
go read it.
Read it. It is very good.
It's fucking fantastic.
Watch the cartoon that is on Netflix.
It's really good too.
It is very good.
Speaking of Netflix, you finally watched it, so we can talk
Stranger
about
Things.
Stranger Things.
Holy shit,
thoughts?
Dude, it was perfect.
Wasn't it?
Okay, so in a timepiece, because the 80s was 30 years ago, folks.
Yeah, it was.
And
it was.
This is a timepiece.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lost in it.
Okay.
The fact that this was set in the 80s, like, past the very first episode, I was like, whoa, this is the 80s. And then after that, I was so immersed in this world that they had created that I had no fucking clue that it was a timepiece anymore.
The opening scene of them playing D&D. And like I was watching it, and my first initial reaction was, this is not how D&D was played. Like it's all the DM, the main character, telling the stories, and saying what the characters would do. And then I realized, in the 80s, that was how D&D...
That was
it was the DM telling you everything, and you kind of doing things here or there. And it was phenomenal.
The show was perfect.
You guys... Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's get in depth in this, because fuck it, I've waited 3 weeks to talk to you about
I know you have.
I've waited so long to talk to you about this. Alright. Thoughts? Like honest, like, the weird shit going down. What was your...
Okay, so, I can generally predict a movie or series. I could not with this one. And part of it was because of how emotionally invested I was in characters. Every single character in this movie, you have an investment in.
It was like... They were
in the series, not movie.
Yeah, no, because it was 8 episodes. And, like, every character was so different.
But you love all of them. Even, okay, so, what's her face? The chick that you could tell was fallen for,
Skeletor is what I call her.
Yeah. She is the one that's fallen for the older brother of the missing child. Her actual boyfriend ends up being a decent fucking guy.
Yeah, what the fuck how did that come out to me?
I legitimately, even though I wanted her to be with this other character, I legitimately liked this guy, and I'm like, you know what, he's cool, man.
At the end of the show,
he's cool.
He came down, he was like, did you give it to him? And everything was washed.
And he was excited about it.
Yeah.
And like, there's every single character in the show, you have an emotional investment.
You had 8 hours. This thing lasted 8 hours. This was a 1980s TV miniseries, for crying out loud. Back in the day, for you young folks who don't know, they used to do these things called miniseries, which was 2 nights of 2 to 4 hour blocks of a show, and you'd get all excited for it. Stephen King's It, V.
Well, okay, Odyssey.
Yeah. Like so you had all these.
Or I think they called it Homer.
Homer's Odyssey. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it was based off the Iliad.
Yeah.
But oh my god, dude. Wow.
So Stranger Things harks back to that. Now they break it up because it's Netflix, but you
Yeah.
have 8 hours, and in that 8 hours, you see these characters develop, evolve, change, and grow in a way you don't get in movies or TV shows that last 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorite shows, Supernatural, these characters are the same characters as they were for day one. They've just gone through shit. You know, but these characters in 8 hours had completely changed.
Yeah.
And at the end of the show, after all the strange shit that happened, they just go back to their normal lives. And that struck me as odd, but also the human condition, where we strive for normality.
Yeah, when can we get back to normal?
And they did. Like the show began and ended the same exact way.
But it didn't.
But no, it didn't.
It ends on a cliffhanger.
It does, which I'm really excited for season 2.
Yes.
Stranger Things was so good.
Oh my goodness.
Now, you sent me a text and you were like, Stranger Things,
Holy shit.
holy shit. And my response was, did you feel like you were watching E.T.?
No, not at all.
You didn't? Because I did.
I did
like,
not.
there was so much, like when they were riding their bikes and 11 and Elle was on the back and doing, I was like, it's like E.T. for adults.
No, it did not have an ET vibe at all for me.
What about the Nightmare on Elm Street vibe? Did you get that?
No.
Even when, okay.
Again, okay. I had already stated, I was so immersed in this world that they had created that I could not see past that.
See, to me, like I saw past it because whatever. I'm a movie nerd like this. There was so much references and throwbacks to 80s movies.
Yeah.
That I was like, it made it even better for me. Like, first off, the intro of that was like so creepy and unsettling.
I was dancing around the house as we were binge watching this and new episodes were starting, and I'm like dancing around. I'm like, I fucking love the song. The music is perfect. The show is perfect.
It is set up like this show should have came out in the 80s. Like it was that good. And
it was.
What I liked about it the most was, even though we're dealing with parallel dimensions, because fuck it, these people have watched it by now.
I mean, and if you haven't, fucking watch this shit.
We're getting deep
watch
into it.
this shit.
You're dealing with parallel dimensions. You're dealing with this creature. You're dealing with all of that, and not at any point of the show did I think they went too far.
No,
like it was a very weird tight line walk of you could very easily go to
I
the
love
absurdity.
that you refer to the tight line thing.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. It was, and the show did. The show walked that tight line of seriousness to complete absurdity. And the show could have very easily went shit.
It could
very
have.
fast.
It could have. It
And
did not.
It did not. It just
It
stayed
did
right
not.
on par. And at the end of the show, I felt
This was not on par. This was fucking Eagle.
No.
This was Eagle.
like I said last week.
If we're using golf references.
Like I said last week, Chris Pine said you can't do smart sci-fi nowadays. Well, Stranger Things just showed you can, and you can do it well if you actually stick to your guns and make what you want to make. And Netflix does a good job of letting their creators do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that's part of the on par thing for Netflix of we don't care because our subscribers pay for this. And if they don't like it, okay, we fucked up.
We won't do it again.
Yeah, they're not canceling their subscriptions because of it. Whereas when you make a bomb in a movie, you just lost millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I think Stranger Things shows what can be done for TV and where TV should be looking to go.
They could have made that as a fucking movie series if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And people would be begging for Stranger Things movies. Like, we would be in the same paradox that we're in with everything else. Because it is so very good.
8 episodes did not seem like enough, but at the same time, it seemed like the perfect number for me. Because everything was wrapped up. Everything was good. They left enough to go on for season 2. But at the end, you were happy. You were content.
This is the thing. If there wasn't a season 2, it ended on a good enough note.
Yeah, then I'm okay.
You don't need it.
I don't need a season 2. And I think that's the perfect way to do it is, like they obviously left enough to go on and make another season. But if I don't get another season, I'm content watching this over and over again.
No, it is so good.
Like, to me, this is a show that in 10, 20 years, we'll be showing our children. Because it is that good.
It is good.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I kind of...
I mean, no, like, you kind of nerd out on that one a little bit.
I love that show. I think it's amazing.
You're just like, holy shit, like, it was so good. And, like, I had seen it a couple of times, and I'm like, this is going to be some shitty horror series.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't going to watch it.
That my thought when it first popped up on Netflix. Now I saw a trailer for it in the theater, and I was like, okay, kid goes missing, blah blah blah. Oh look, Winona Ryder. Whatever. I didn't care. Popped up on Netflix. I waited till the weekend till I had time to sit down and actually give it a fair shot with the wife, and in 2 days we were done. And I was pleasantly surprised, blown away, and loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
I think the acting was on par. The fact that these kids as actors did such a fantastic job.
You love all of them.
You do. Like, I wanted to take them home with me and play D&D with them.
And okay, this is one of the things with the show's unpredictability. I was convinced through the entirety of the show that something horrible was going to happen to these kids that you fall in love with, because it had to.
And it could have very easily.
But it doesn't.
No, it had a very...
But it made sense that it didn't. It's not like they were just saving you from heartache.
Right. It like, what happened, like, there was that scene where he walked off the cliff.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm like, he's in the water.
I was like, oh, shit.
And
then what happened?
Fucking levitated.
Oh,
my God.
And you see, those three kids, seeing their character, like that was the hero's journey right there.
It was.
Like they were introduced, there was conflict, they overcame the conflict, and then they saved their friend. And it was so good.
It was.
So good. I just want to know what the fuck that thing was. What was that thing? That little...
It was from the Upside Down.
I know it was from the
Upside
Upside
Down.
It's the Gagarin, but I want to know what the Gagarin is. I want to know.
It was so good.
I love that show.
Oh my God.
We're taking a moment of silence for that show because it was that good. Guys, watch Stranger Things.
Yes. Do yourself the favor.
Another thing, speaking of Suicide Squad that we talked about a little bit ago, so I know who the big bad is. I know it's Enchantress.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoiler alert. You know who needed to show up in Suicide Squad?
Who?
Constantine. Take the Enchantress, knock her down a peg or two. Just bitch slap her.
That would have been fun. I don't know that they're going to use Constantine in this.
No, but he's doing the voice for Justice League Dark.
He is, and he's probably going to get his own show if you guys can rally behind the CW app and
do it
and own it.
Look, there's so. I actually streamed all the episodes of the CW app of Constantine, so I did my part, and then I found out there's a Veronica Mars spinoff.
Really?
Yeah, it's all about Dick, the character, not the organ. So this weekend, I actually did something I haven't done in a very long time.
What's that?
I played Standard, Magic Standard, and let me tell you something. It's been 2.5, 3 years since I played Standard. The format is fantastic. I have not played Standard since Mono Black Devotion was a thing. So that was what, Theros?
Yeah.
And you know what? The deck that I've wanted to play for the longest time is back as an archetype. There's so many different archetypes that I saw.
White Weenie?
White Weenie's a thing! My little humans are doing stuff! I'm killing people on turn 4! Oh, it's so awesome! Magic has finally done a good job with Standard, and it's been a long time coming.
And we were complaining about this.
We were! And I kind of have to eat crow on this. I have to eat crow. Magic Wizards did a good job with this Standard format. I've got some complaints, but...
As you would with anything.
Control's not really a viable option right now, but whatever.
And it should be.
It should be. It should be. Apparently Wizards has said that they don't really like the idea of the draw go. Like, it's not fun to play against. And I get that. It's not, but it's fun to beat. When you beat a control player, you feel like a man. Or a big woman. Whatever.
You've definitely accomplished something when beating control.
When you beat a good control player...
Back in the day, fucking 5-color control, when you were playing against that during shards, okay? If you made it past Cruel Ultimatum, which you almost never did...
You felt awesome.
I've done it a couple of times. It's not fucking easy, and you feel good.
No, I played in the heyday of Caw Blade, which is the reason Jace the Mind Sculptor got banned.
Yeah.
And every time I beat that deck, I walked away feeling awesome. Like I could do anything. And this Standard format, I played one tournament. I'm actually looking forward to game day next weekend.
Really?
I'm gonna play in a game day.
Wow.
It's fucking amazing. So I'll have a brand new Mac to show off next Sunday of, where it says champion across it.
Oh, man.
I might have to pay for it, but damn it, I'll have a champion Mac. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll touch more on that next week when we actually get into Magic. Oh, guess who else is stopping by next week?
John
Perks! Oh, John Perks is going to be here.
John Perks is the store manager of the fantasy shop, St. Charles.
I stopped in when I was building this deck, and I was like, hey, John. And he goes, next Sunday it is on. And I got so excited. So So we're gonna get our blowing smoke up John's ass out of the way this week, so we don't have to do it next week, so we can be mean to him like
Yeah.
we are to all our guests.
Yeah.
John Perks, guys, is one of the nicest, most amazing guys in the world that we've ever met.
He is a very sweet man. He is. I told him this when I was playing with him at Christmas in July. I was like, one of the things that I like most about you is how attentive you are to other people. Anytime you have a conversation with this man, he listens and he is invested and he cares. And like, it is a very, very rare trait to find in a human being, especially one that's as busy as this guy is. And he does it, and he does it well. When he comes on the show, listen, like, he's very insightful. He's been a part of this lifestyle for forever.
Oh, and we're gonna totally poke the bear.
Oh, yeah.
If we can get him to curse more than once, I'm gonna feel ecstatic.
See, I had him like a sailor. I had him trained when we were working together.
He's gonna slip back into his old habits. So I think, man, busy week.
Busy week, but we can end it on that note.
Guys, thanks for listening.
Stay geeky. And guys, before we sign off here, the website is functional.
Barely.
I went through this past week, did a couple of minor updates to it. It works now. If you want to listen to the podcast from our website, entertainthegeeky.com.
Like us on Facebook.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can listen to it on Facebook.
You can listen to it on Facebook. You can listen to it on Twitter. We are at Entertain Geeky. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
One more quick thing before
One
we go.
more.
I'm sorry, this totally slipped my mind until just now. So Chris went floating this weekend. He found a bar that apparently has a board game night. We're gonna go check it out. And then talk to you guys about it.
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that, because we might have an Entertain the Geeky night up there.
Yes,
with
absolutely.
all three of you guys showing up.
All three of you.
Oh! What's up, California?
We see you.
We see you. We appreciate you.
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Yeah.
We've got a few listeners in Jersey now. What was the other one? Virginia.
Virginia. Texas. We just, I figured we threw the love to Cambodia. Let's send it stateside this week.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Honestly, seeing those downloads and seeing that there are people outside of the people we know listening makes us feel awesome. It makes what we do every week worth it to us.
We absolutely love doing this. We bullshit a lot and we get all nerd butthurt a lot, but damn it, we love this and we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Stay geeky.
Bye.
So yeah, fuck Chris Pine again. That's my new.
I don't.
That's my new call.
Your disdain for that man baffles me.
Because he took my beloved franchise and then...
He didn't do it.
But he's on board with it. He's all like, fuck it, you can't do smart Star Trek. And then Stranger Things goes, fuck you.
Have you... okay. He is working for this large studio.
I don't give a shit.
So he doesn't know. He knows what they tell him.
I don't give a shit.
Because he's probably like, hey, this isn't really like the original Star Trek.
No, he's not.
No, he's like, I'll take that check.
Yeah. He's counting his money going, fuck you, Star Trek fans. Look at my money.
I don't think he's motherfucking Star Trek fans as he's counting it.
Oh, he is. He's probably sitting there going, fuck you, Shatner, fuck you, Nimoy, fuck you.
Fuck you, Roger Wade.
Yeah, definitely. Like, fuck you, Roger Wade. Dick.
He put down 5 stacks as he said that.
Fuck you. For every letter in my name, he puts a stack of hundreds down. Asshole.